Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm checking out via a sample from PRADA. This is the Reveal Skin Optimizing Refillable Soft Matte Foundation. Retails for $70, 70 USD for 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of product. It comes in 33 different shades. The lightest shade in this sample is LN5, which is light with neutral undertones. I do think that is what I would have picked to purchase it. I'm filming this just as the Sephora sale is kicking off, so this is kind of my way to test and see if I want to purchase this. I like to buy the slightly darker shade, like my summer shade, when I'm buying something this expensive, because I want to be able to wear it year-round, and I can get away with a slightly darker shade where it's harder to get away with a too light shade during the rest of the year if I have a little sun. Like this year, I do have a little color on my arms, so a little color. I'm still Casper the Friendly Ghost, but that is why I'm going with this particular shade. Let's see what they say about this foundation. It is a skincare foundation that refines the skin in 3 dimensions, including tone, luminosity, and texture to reveal soft filtered skin in real life. Matte finish. It's got vitamin E, niacinamide, and lactobacillus extract complex are the callouts that they've listed. Now, the lactobacillus is like a probiotic. It's going to help maintain your skin barrier, keep the good bacteria happy, that sort of thing. It's also SPF 17, but the interesting thing about the SPF in this, when I looked in the ingredients, the SPF ingredient is ensulazole, and that is a UVB ray protectant. It does not have very much UVA protection, so I'm surprised that it's not a broad spectrum sunscreen, but it is SPF 17. Looking at the ingredients, the top 2 are dimethicone and water, so it's a silicone-based foundation. Oh, there's cat hair on my lip. Denatured alcohol is the 4th ingredient, way up there. If they have appropriately balanced it out with hydrating ingredients, it might not be a problem, but I tend to have dry skin, so this might be something that exacerbates my dehydration of my skin throughout the day. We'll find out now, won't we? Ingredient-wise, they do have fragrance. It's about 2/3 of the way through the list, so it's also pretty high up there. And, you know, I don't see a ton of hydrating ingredients. I don't know. This one might be too matte for me. We're going to find out, though. They do have some extracts, natural ingredients, root juice. So some people are sensitive to those. Be aware of that. I am not, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, let's take a look at shade LN5, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from PRADA, the Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation in shade LN5. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last, I've got from Wet n Wild, the Tinted Hydrator in Fair. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 50-year-old face. Yes, 50. I'm not used to saying that out loud yet. I have primed with my handmade bakuchiol cream. I'm going to take a tangent here and ask any of you that use my bakuchiol cream, my question to you. I am considering adding some rosehip oil to it. Rosehip oil is great for anti-aging, and it would impart a very, very, very faint scent to it. It's not a fragrance ingredient, but because it's rosehip, it smells like rosehip. And because occasionally people will say the neutral smell of this is just not interesting, I don't put fragrance ingredients in my facial products, so this is a way to, like I said, some ingredients have a scent which would not qualify as using the word fragrance in an ingredient label. It would actually be labeled as rosehip oil. And rosehip oil is great for anti-aging skincare benefits. So I'm thinking of adding a little bit just to de-neutralize, make it not such a plain Jane. It kind of smells like nuts or cardboard. I don't know. Those are the things I think of when I smell this. What do you think? Should I do that? Should I not? Let me know. I'm considering it. Don't worry. I made a whole batch like just now. So it's going to be a minute before this comes to fruition, if I even decide to do it. Let me know what you think. I have primed with my Bakuchiel cream. I will be going in on one side of my face with a damp sponge. I get these from shopmissa.com. They're like $1.25. A portion of the proceeds goes to animal rescue, some kind of benefit. I don't remember the details now, but other side I will use my Sigma, why can I not remember the name of this? The F80 Air Kabuki brush. We'll see if there is a preference one way or the other. Hopefully this sample will be generous enough. See, I just got a little on my finger, so I'm going to make sure I don't waste it. Hopefully it will be generous enough to get a full face here. Goodness, is this actually going to be too light for me? I'm curious. I probably could have gone a shade darker. Interesting. Let's go. No, it's the right shade. It's closer to my winter shade than I expected, though. Oh, it smells like perfume. Yeah. And you saw how little I put on my face. That's like this little sample, this little sample here is, I feel like I just sprayed perfume. That's a lot of fragrance, yo. I'm not a fan of fragrance in my facial products and my makeup. I wish it wasn't here. But I'm just going to go in with a little bit more because I was pretty light on that dip in fear of not having enough product. But I think we are going to be okay as far as having enough. They say this is medium coverage. So to me, medium coverage should mostly disguise my sun damage here. I'd call this light coverage right now. But of course, the sponge is usually lighter coverage than the brush. I am taking it under my eyes just a bit. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to wear a concealer. I probably will because I've been so in love with the Ritual de Fille concealer. Holy cow, the new one they just came out with is good. Oh, this is so perfumey. I can taste it. Like, wow. That's a lot of fragrance. Whew. Yeah, light coverage. We are getting a little bit of redness correction. It did do like a nice sort of smoothing veil, because this is the textured side of my face where I have sun damage from driving 10 years an hour each way to work with no sunscreen. You know, I didn't get into wearing sunscreen every day until I was in my 30s, so I have a lot of sun damage on this side of my face that does not really exist on this side of my face, and it's from driving. So, but it's looking pretty smooth, I think. I like the overall, like, the first pass look of it. Oh my gosh, I can taste the fragrance though. It's serious. Let's check the brush side. I feel like for a neutral shade, this is leaning a little bit on the yellow side. Not too much, but it's less neutral than I expected for a neutral, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Oh my gosh, the perfume. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells like perfume. And, you know, it's a lot. It's heavy. And I get it. Like, that's what the high-end prestige brands all do. I don't think I've used any Prada products before, so I don't know if this is like their signature scent or if they just use different fragrances, but most of these high-end brands do have a signature scent that is included very heavily in their products, so I'm not surprised. I just don't like eating perfume. And I don't like the chance of it sensitizing my skin to fragrance, because once you're sensitized to it, you pretty much have to just avoid it. And it's hard to find products that don't have fragrance in them. Okay, yeah. A little bit more coverage with the brush as expected. My hair is coming out of my headband, so let's rectify that while we can. I feel like it's actually a little bit more clingy to texture with the brush, where it feels like it was a little more smoothing on the sponge side. And you know I tend to be a brush kind of girl, so I'm thinking I might actually like it a little better with the sponge. All right, let's go check buildability. We do have enough to do swatches here. I filmed the swatches. I know you already saw them, but I filmed them after. So I need to make sure I leave myself enough product to do the swatches. Let's try and even this out just a little bit and see how close to medium we can get. But I'm going to use the sponge because I think it just looked a little bit smoother, even though the coverage is a little better with the brush. But let's just bounce this on here. I don't want to keep saying over and over that the fragrance is driving me crazy, but it is. It's just really strong. Really. All right. This is the building up process is a little heavy on my nose, but not too bad. I'm actually going to take just a smidge more under my eyes and actually kind of treat it like concealer. Just to see, because a lot of the time I don't wear concealer. Me putting the Ritual Day Fee on like every day for this past week at work is an unusual occurrence for me. I've stopped using concealer regularly because foundation was just doing the job. I will say, this feels so nice on the skin. Like both the texture as I apply it and the sort of the feeling on the, it feels really, it feels expensive. So that's good because, I mean, $70 is not a drop in the bucket. $70 is, I'm going to have to make a decision about purchasing that. Like, I might even save up a minute to do a $70 foundation. I'm a teacher. What do you want? What do you want from me? Don't go into teaching if you want to be wealthy. You're not going to get it. Why do I... There's a little piece of dust on my face. I must have had some dirt on my brush or something. All right. We are applied. What do you think? What do you think? Let's zoom in so you can see what I'm seeing here. It's really pretty. I gotta give it that. It is pretty. Although it's not perfect. It's a little bit... I'm seeing a few polka dot pores on my nose. It's a little patchy looking on my chin. That's not unusual for me, but my favorite foundations don't do that. It's clinging just a little bit to the dry skin in between my eyebrows. I call it dry skin, but maybe it's just texture that permanently exists between my eyebrows. I can see the texture of my forehead just a little bit. It's settling a tiny bit into my deepest forehead line. In fact, I accidentally just now touched it and removed some of the product on my forehead. So let's fix that. I'm just going to tap it in with my fingertips and go over it with my sponge. But generally, it does not seem to be moving around. It's staying put under my eyes. It's not a flat matte. It's a matte finish, but I would call it a natural matte because I can still get just a smidge of reflect when I'm, lighting bouncing off. And I like that because I don't like to put myself into a totally flat, lifeless situation and then have to bring it all back by drawing on my face with contour and blush, etc. I would like to maintain a little bit of natural dimension so that I don't have to go so heavy with the rest of my makeup. Something that totally flattens out your complexion and removes the dimension means then you have to draw it all back in. And I don't usually wear that full of a face of makeup. I wear a full face, but not a full drawn in contoured face, I just bronzer, highlight, and go. A little blush, a little bronzer, a little highlight. That's about it, Oh, she is pretty though. kind of torn because it's a really pretty finish. It is a pretty finish. I can still smell it. Well, yes, I have the thing right by my nose. That's not what I mean. I still smell it. It's a pretty strong fragrance. All right, let's check the time. It is 3:39 p.m. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Prada Reveal Foundation. I feel like it is performing just as expected. It looks like it did when I applied it. It set down, stayed the same, very pretty finish. No surprises, nothing's moving around, everything blended out just fine. I'm wearing a powder bronzer, my Balm Desert. I'm wearing a cream blush, my Lawless, there's my Balm Desert, my Lawless cream blush in Duchess. I'm wearing a highlight from Iconic London that is kind of rocking my world right now. What was the name of it? Lit and Luminous. It's so pretty. Covered in fingerprints already. So that is what it is. This was in my Ipsy this month. Yeah, the Ipsy, the highlight, the Ipsy, the Tartlet, the highlight, Ipsy, my lips, Ipsy. This is the Tartlet Juicy palette. It's really pretty. Now I can't open it, but I just want you to see it in case you're in the market for a nice pretty palette that has some pinky mauves, you know, a nice soft palette. Wearing the L'Oreal Brow Lamination, Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline Pencil. My mascara. Also in this month's Ipsy, November's Ipsy. Huda Beauty one coat. Wow. I did do 2 coats, but let me tell you, it could have been 1. Like, and it's just a nice, dramatic, lots of lashes look. And that's the look I like. So many L's just happened. That impressed me. You know what's hard to impress me with mascara? I seen them all, you know. I seen them all. My lip, LYS Beautiful. They call this, I destroyed the Moisture Matte. It's a Moisture Matte lipstick, but then I put lip gloss on it. This was also in my Ipsy. It's Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Crystal Gloss, and not sticky at all. Love it. Loving it. First time trying it, but loving it so far. Is that all the things on my face? I think it is. I'm gonna go about my day. I'm not gonna go get a sandwich today because I got too much to do. I have to film another video. I have to file my taxes for Geek Out of Water for my monthly sales tax. I have to edit another video that has to go up tonight. So I'm gonna go do some things. I will get you a daylight check-in, although it's already been an hour. It's 4:44 right now. Make a wish, because it's 4:44. Yeah, I'm gonna do some things, and then I'll come back. I'll give you a daylight check-in, then I'll come back tonight and give you my final thoughts. Daylight check-in. I got 14 minutes of daylight left. It is 6:03 p.m. Hi, Ziba. She's not out here. She's in the window. Whoa, there's vultures flying overhead. Am I dead? Wow, holy cow. There's a lot of them. Should I show you? Can you see them? 1, 2, 3. There were 2 more over here. Oh, there's one's coming close. Oh, it's so cool. Oh my goodness. Well, that was fun. Now the birds are yelling at me because I'm standing out here. I ran out here barefoot. I'm standing on my deck, which is covered in leaves because all the leaves are falling off the trees. And yeah, so sun is setting now in 10 minutes. Here's our daylight check-in. Actually, this color match is quite nice. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, you can kind of tell I got a little summer color on my arms. So, but this actually, I think, would be the shade I would pick even in the winter. So, yeah, that was a little, why? Sorry, I'm putting my hand in front of here. What? It's like I'm new or something. Yeah. So here we are at, what was it, like 3:45 or so? 3:39? 4, 5, 6, 2 hours? A little over 2 hours we've been wearing this. Still looks gorgeous. No changes. I think it looks very pretty. What do you think? Yeah, leaves are falling. Sun's going down. We're about to change our clocks back. No, yeah, fall back. Spring ahead, fall back. Yeah, right? Yeah. So it's going to be darker even earlier in a couple days. Boo, I don't like that. I wish we stayed on daylight savings year round. But that's where we're at, and the vultures went away. So I don't know where they went. But, alrighty then. There you have it. I'll be back tonight. We'll wrap this one up. 10:33 p.m. That puts us right around the 7-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the PRADA Reveal Foundation held up. I did bring Ziva in here, but then I had trouble with my camera, and so now she's gone because she's bored. She was like, this is taking too long. I'm not here for this. So it held up beautifully. I feel like it looks almost brand new. I lost a little coverage on my chin, but even though I had to blow my nose several times, I think it held up very well. The bad news is that by the 5-hour mark, probably even 4.5 hours in, my face felt so tight, and it feels really tight and dry right now. So I think what I feared with the formula, as far as it performing well for dry skin, came true. I do want to wash it off, which is why I'm doing this at 10:30 and not before I go to bed. I could have squeezed another hour to 2 hours out of this wear time, but oh, my face is getting itchy, and I would really like to take it off, which is a shame because I think it's beautiful. Like, it is beautiful. Now, I do grade my foundations with dry skin and mature skin in mind. So that is part of the ranking. I don't put price as part of how I grade it. It's just an informational piece. So if you ask me if I think it's worth $70, I mean, it's beautiful. Do I have less expensive foundations that I think are equally or more beautiful? Yeah, I do. So take that as you will. Am I going to purchase it? Probably not. It's a little too drying for me. Let me zoom in and you can see what it looks like. It looks beautiful. You know, the polka dot pores on my nose did not get any worse, and they were pretty minimal to begin with. Lost a little coverage on my chin, but again, that's not uncommon for me. Blush, bronzer, highlight are still perfectly intact. It did not settle into lines. Even under my eyes, it performed just fine as a concealer. It didn't move around. The finish stayed true to what it looked like when it was first applied. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful foundation, and it's otherwise, aside from the drying factor, it's very comfortable. It feels super lightweight. I had mentioned when applying it, it felt really nice going on the skin. It's beautiful. I mean, I do think it's worth the $70 price tag. I just find it unfortunate that I have skin that dehydrates so easily, because that leads to a very short wear time for me. And so if I had to give a grade to the PRADA Reveal for dry and maturing skin, I'm going to give it a B+. It's just so drying to me, even though it's gorgeous. Like, it's so pretty that I can't promise I won't buy it by the end of the Sephora sale, but it's going to have to reach me in a moment of weakness, because I just want to wash it off right now, and it's only been 7 hours. So if I didn't have dry skin, so if you don't have as dry of skin as I do, I have very dry skin, it might be very, very nice. I would definitely give it an A if it weren't for this drying factor, because it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful foundation. So yeah, there you have it. That's where I'm going to land on this one. We're going to call it a B+, because it feels exceptionally drying to me. It doesn't look terribly drying. It looks, I don't know, what do you think? I think it looks really, really nice. there you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. I know I changed my shirt and I took my nail polish off. I swear it's the same day. I just was filming a whole lot of videos today. Well, a whole lot. 4. That's a lot in one day. I've literally spent the last 8.5 hours filming and editing videos. It has been YouTube day for me. And 8.5 hours get you 4 videos. So I'm covered for 2 weeks. But I gotta film all the time because starting Black Friday, I am 0 days off work between Black Friday and Christmas. 4 days at JMU, 3 days at the mall with a pop-up shop with my business. So, yeah. Holiday season is coming. Anyhow, let me know if you've tried this one. Let me know how you like it. Let me know what else I should try in the comments down below so that I can add it to my running list. I buy them whenever I can. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.